What's up, guys? After a long break from YouTube, I am back. And pretty much quick, I'm going to give you an explanation on why my videos are all gone. So pretty much, I was going through my uploads one day and I accidentally clicked like the check mark. And I was trying to delete one video because it was just like a bad video of mine and nobody watched it. But I accidentally clicked the box that like select all of them and I deleted it and they were all gone and I was so pissed. And I kind of wanted to give up YouTube because I like worked so hard for all of them. But then and again, I just realized that it would suck, so I decided to come back after a while, after finals, and just start up the channel over again. I think I have a couple videos I can upload, but that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys. First, the technical specifications of the Apple iPhone 4. It features a 1 GHz Apple A4 processor, 512 megabytes of RAM, a 3.5-inch Retina display, 960 by 640, 5 megapixel still camera with 720p video capture, 30 frames per second. It has a front-facing camera, and it has 16 and 32 gigabyte configurations at $199 and $299. I have the 32 gigabyte configuration, and a note about that memory is that there are no expandable side cards on the sides, so you can't add any more to the original stored memory on the inside. You have the dimensions of 4.5 inches length by 2.31 inches width and 3.37 inches depth. The Samsung Nexus S features a 1 GHz Hummingbird processor, which has been proven to be faster than all the Snapdragon processors found in other Android phones. It features 512 megabytes of RAM, a 4-inch Super AMOLED display, 800 by 480 pixels, so the pixel density is much less than the iPhone because it has a smaller screen and less pixels. And it has a 5 megapixel still camera with 720 by 480 pixels. So it's very low compared to all the other 720p video cameras on other smartphones right now. It has a front-facing VGA camera, 16 gigabyte storage for $199, and its dimensions are 5.07 inches length by 2.48 inches width by 0.43 inches depth, so it's a little bit bigger form factor. The Apple iPhone 4 features iOS 4, which you get infrequent updates, it's pretty stale, and you get lack of widgets. Now those are two like very big things, but pretty much with all of this, like since day one, you haven't had any of these features. And to get MMS and stuff, Apple was so late on that. Just the phones for years have been having that. So Apple just been slow, and they think with all their other pros of their phone, they can get away with not doing necessities. That pretty much non-true multitasking, meaning like it's pretty much emulated, but it's not really 100% multitasking like a computer. It's locked into iTunes. It's pretty much very hard to mod, and Apple is high security, so pretty much they trap you into everything, and you can only use Apple Apple third-party apps and stuff just to like get around and to do stuff. You can have third-party apps like in the App Store, but I'm talking about like just to you always have to sync the phone with iTunes. Is just very locked into Apple, and they pretty much want to control everything. Android is quite the opposite. In Android, you get pretty much, it's very universal, everything that's very modifiable. Google's not very controlled, and they really don't care about what you do as long as you don't do illegal stuff with your phone. But for example, when you put Pokemon on your phone or something, you're able to do this directly through the app catalog. Apple would never allow that. And pretty much it's pretty modifiable. You have widget support from day one that you had in the first operating system. Pretty much very big things, so you can see a lot of things, and especially on the big phones that they have, you can see a lot of information on one screen. You have true multitasking, but you do have less applications because the App Store is not very robust. It's pretty much, it updates frequently, like Gingerbread and everything, and it's not iTunes, which is good and bad. Because iTunes controls everything. iTunes is pretty much like the biggest, most universal music downloading center of the world. So like you will not have like the easiness, and pretty much you have to use third party like things like Amazon and like Next or stuff to get your music onto your device and media. So pretty much Apple's figured that out because that's their main hitch with the iPhone. It's a pretty much a media device, and it does media better than pretty much any other Android device you have out there. But you are free. The Apple iPhone 4 is by far the best iPhone yet. Hardware-wise, it is up to par or surpassing the rest of the competition. The rest of the problems remain with the out-of-date OS, i.e. that it pretty much feels just like the first iPhone that came out that I had a couple years back, and it was pretty much like I just opened up the same phone a couple times in a row. Pretty much the rest of the problems could be fixed. Pretty much Android features a better customization scheme. There's more home screens. It features widgets. So basically, you can see a lot of information at one point in time when you take your phone out the pocket. However, the iPhone makes up for this by using its great camera capabilities as well as its robust App Store. It features a more industrialized design when comparing it to the Nexus. Pretty much, it's made of glass that is 30 times stronger than plastic, i.e. Apple made up all these statistics and whatever, but pretty much it feels pretty much not clunky, but it's like straight, and the Nexus S is tapered, so it feels a little bit more natural in the hands. And the hard edges don't really make it feel as comfortable as the Nexus S. The Android Nexus S is pretty much a home run with Samsung's new device. Unlike the previous generation, Google did not brand the phone under Google themselves, but they just decided to keep it with Samsung, who has made pretty much a lot of good Galaxy S smartphones on major carriers around the US. Pretty much the major flaws with this phone is that it's pretty much out of date with its video camera, and all these other phones, including phones made by Samsung, have 720p video capture, which is a pretty bad fault. But 99% of the public won't realize that the Nexus S is a pretty good phone, and it beats the iPhone out in many other ways in other categories, such as customization with Android. It's a great phone. Some might even say it's better. It could be better. It probably is better. But in other ways, like 99% of the public will realize that the flaws of the iPhone do not match the pros with all the App Store and whatnot, and a lot of people will enjoy the iPhone more. For me personally, I believe the Nexus S is a great phone, and I think it beats the iPhone out in many categories. But the iPhone does have its upsides with its camera and its App Store. However, just to the general public, I think the iPhone may be more appealing, but to the hardcore tech user, the Nexus S may be the way to go, and it might have a more reliable network, such as T-Mobile. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is macOS 6 HD, and I'm back and here to stay. Thank you guys, and shout out to my friend Sevi. What's up?